Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 4th of June 2023 and third day at the Better Way conference here in Bath. So I've got a quiet room to use here just to have a few thoughts. I got here probably an hour and a half ago now on Sunday morning, and I decided to go into the main auditorium to hear some of the speakers, which is something I've barely done so far this weekend. I went in there, I've had a good hour in there, and I caught a really good hour actually because I saw some high quality speakers, some really good guys and girls speaking there. I got on when Dolores, the lady from Ireland, she came in and did a speech. She seems to be talking more about common law, natural law, that sort of thing these days, and she was saying how natural law, which includes things like your right to life, your right to travel, your right to property and privacy, etc. Those laws are inalienable. They can't be overridden by anything, not even the Constitution. They are yours and no one can take them away. So if people realise that, the powers that shouldn't be will find it very difficult to take that away. And then we had James Corbett, from the Corbett Report, based in Japan and all the way over here to England. Quite a journey that must have been, but he was saying his main takeaway was we cannot allow language to be eroded, because what the powers that shouldn't be would ideally like is to erase concepts like freedom, liberty, natural law rights, etc., to totally kind of erase that, so we can't even express those concepts. And his main takeaway was we've got to keep our physical books, not just read everything online, keep our physical books, and just make sure we keep those, don't throw them away ever, and keep our language alive. And then we had William Keat. I don't think he needs much introduction if you're a subscriber here. But if you don't know him, he's the constitutional law expert, and he was saying some fantastic things as well. And then we had Andrew Bridgen on, MP. He was coming out with some really, really interesting stuff as well. And he got a bit of a laugh because he said, although he's been an MP for a long time, he was a bit nervous because he's not used to speaking to a live audience, having been in the House of Commons for the last 6 months, trying to speak his mind, because he was now speaking to a full auditorium there, and a jam-packed one, and I don't think he's used to it. So a little bit of a joke there, had a bit of a laugh. But yeah, some really good speakers. So I've come out of there now, and I'm going to just go round and try and get a few more interviews. So I just had a 20-minute conversation with a very interesting guy called Peter from the WCH. He's got something to do with them, and he was saying about how only 3% of the population have got powers of attorney, and if you don't have that, basically the state can do anything they want to you, including things if you find yourself in hospital, etc., etc. So very important to have that. And he says one thing they're working on now at the WCH is making it very easy to sort a power of attorney, lasting power of attorney out for yourself. If you go to a solicitor, it costs $3,000 apparently, but they just get their assistants to do it, so it's a total rip-off. And if you can just do it yourself, just download some paperwork, fill it out, do what you need to do, and then get your power of attorney into place. And in that you can say, I want this to happen, I don't want that to happen, I don't want that to happen, I don't want that to happen, with regards to various treatments, etc., and whatever else. It's the kind of thing you need to have in place. So very, very interesting, I thought that was. So it's worth signing up to the WCH, I'd have thought. their newsletter and keeping track of developments like this, because it sounded like a really good thing. I'd certainly be interested in it anyway.
So that is the end, at least as far as I'm concerned, for the Better Way conference weekend. Obviously back in the vehicle now, about to set off home. Just a couple of words, finishing words about the conference, and what a thing it was. Absolutely fantastic. So I spent some time in the auditorium seeing some of the speakers. I interviewed loads and loads of people, and more on that in a minute. And I spoke to lots of people, lots of conversations with like-minded people, which is what these things are all about, really. Networking, getting other points of view, understanding where other people have come from. And I had a really good conversation with two lovely ladies, Linda and Marion, who both watch this channel. So hi ladies, and thanks for the fantastic conversation. And yeah, we were just talking about our journeys through the awakening process and where we've been, where we're headed to. And it's just so good chatting to like-minded people. So these interviews, I've got a few more of them today, not quite as many as yesterday or the day before, but I did get some really great people. More on that in days to come, because I've got so many interviews. I'm going to have to release them gradually over the next few days, but one that will be pretty much back to back with this video. So when you've finished watching me, look out for this one, because it's with James Corbett of the Corbett Report. Really great guy. Only did about a 5-minute interview with him. Just like to keep these interviews short and sweet, but I then spent about 5 or 10 minutes chatting with him after, and he's a very genuine, down-to-earth guy. We were just talking about Canada, because I've got family in Canada, obviously he has, and he was talking a bit about Japan, and he's just a genuine bloke. So if you don't know who he is, I can highly recommend the Corbett Report, and yeah, watching the interview that I did with him. So I'm going to leave it here, let you go and watch that. It will be very close to this video. You'll soon find it, and I'll be back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.